Who knew that Negan made an appearance in The Boys' penultimate episode?
Oh, I got a little bit of erection myself. You miss me?
If only he could fill O'Father's screen time. Welcome back to another episode of Ryan's Reviews. Today we are discussing The Boys' penultimate episode of the series. We are finally here. But the episode is titled The Frenchman, the Female, and the Man Named Mother's Milk. To be quite honest, I think I built this episode up way too much in my mind. Like, the hype train was way too high for myself. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to be honest, probably a 5.5 out of 10. And I'm seeing reports out there that this is the lowest rated episode of The Boys in the series. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, it might be for the season, but I believe it is actually for the series. And that's pretty disappointing considering the penultimate episode is supposed to get the train rolling for that finale, man. Build the hype up, get the excitement level up, and it did no such thing. But without further ado, let's get into it, man. So the episode starts. You see the vaunted shot of Homelander sitting in the Oval Office, and you have Ashley, the vice president, and the actual president come in. And Homelander has Ashley read his mind, which blows the cover right off her being a soup. President seemed completely blown away by that, but Ashley is terrified of Homelander, so she complies. Homelander then places his hands over the president's head, and you can see it coming a mile away. He's trying to talk soothing to him, and then just completely crushes the man's skull. Like, we've entered unhinged territory for Homelander. There isn't much else that he won't do. I mean, he's forced Americans to give up Christianity, to start with the whole Homelander tradition, how he is a god. And yeah, I mean, it's really built up to that throughout the season. I will give it that. I felt like this scene was at least earned. But on to the next. The big tease for this episode was Marie, the Gen V group, and Jordan, I believe the other one, Starlight and MM meet up with those two, and pretty much Starlight's just being a complete bitch, saying, "Go home. You're the JV team. Let the grown-ups handle everything," and they're pissed, and rightfully so. I mean, they straight up said they've been living out of their cars for the past year, and for them to get treated like this, I was pretty disappointed though. They did not really use them at all in this episode. There's 2 scenes, and none of them are action based. It's which means, I mean, they cannot be coming back just for that. They have to be saved for the finale, and I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I want Marie to play a huge part in taking down Homelander. I'm going to be pretty disappointed if that is the case. But on to the next scene. We have Huey waking up out of his sleep to screaming, and he ends up finding Kimiko. They are testing enriched uranium on her. Butcher and crew and Frenchie himself And it sounds like Kamiko actually wants this. They are trying to speed up, like I think the old Russian test that they did on Soldier Boy, speed it up so that she can do the beam thing from her chest. And that is their new plan to take down Homelander. It's pretty. If they would have introduced this early in the season, I think I would have been a little more on board because the timeline would have made sense. If this actually works and she's the reason, it just wouldn't make sense for it to work that quick. I mean, sure, they've got Sister Sage there. She's the smartest person in the world. Frenchie finally got through with her. There's been multiple pep talks between Frenchie and Sister Sage. How she feels so useless now, blah, blah, blah. And by the end of the episode, she actually is Team Butcher and Frenchie and Team Good Guys. And she's trying to calculate this uranium puzzle. So, I mean, maybe they get it done in time for next week for the finale. Still, I mean, it's a stretch. But we have, for the next scene, we have Huey and Homelander. They're in one of Fox Studios, and Synops, I believe, is the psychic soup's name. He can read minds, get in there, like cause all sorts of chaos, and he ends up catching those two. He blocks them in a room. They're being interrogated, and it's actually pretty cool because, like my intro, Negan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan in the flesh, makes an appearance, and oh God, what is his name? We have Joe Kessler. The character's named Joe Kessler. The psychic soup Synops, he turns into him, and he is taunting Butcher, trying to out him as just a freaking loose cannon when they were in the military together. And you can clearly see it gets under Butcher's skin. This is your full spoiler warning right now. I don't know why you're worried about spoilers in a review for a penultimate episode, but here it is anyways. We have Huey distracting the psychic soup Synops, and in that time you have Butcher escaping the handcuffs. By the time he realizes what's going on, Butcher forces the tentacle through the guy's chest, dies instantly, and then he tears him in half first. But that's it for that scene. We have Father conducting like a focus group on the top-notch Homelander supporters through social media correspondence and everything. And we have Father showing a video to the group where Homelander is interacting with Jesus, and it's cheesy as hell, and I got a good laugh out of it though. And he's placing his crown onto Homelander and saying that he is looking up to him, he is God now. And the psychics are reading their minds to see what the group's true intentions are, if they are true believers. And anyone that has the slightest just doubt in their system, they are kept. And then you have the Wolf character and Catwoman character start slaughtering everyone. Then you have Starlight, show up. They start kicking some ass. They take them out. actually kills the Catwoman, which is pretty. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. Like some non-soup, just some. I mean, he's pretty built, but he takes down the cat soup, and yeah, that is. I mean, it was a decent action sequence. One of the more funny scenes in the episode You see the Deep just drowning in his sorrows, drinking some brews on the dock, and this hammerhead shark swims up. It's like, oh, Kevin, get in the water. Come on, get in the water. And he's like, oh, you're not listening. And then he freaking loses it. He's like, F you, man. We know it was you with the pipeline. You get in the water, you are dead. Wait, it was hilarious. But later on in the episode, you have Homelander and Soldier Boy hashing it out. Homelander saying, I got this new suit for you and you freaking hate it. And it's like a carbon copy of Homelander's his suit for himself. And pretty much Soldier Boy says he needs to take a break. He needs to get away from it. As he's walking away, Homelander puts him in a chokehold, and then he puts him in deep sleep. So I hope that's not it for the series. Like, I fully expected him to be the one to take down Homelander. So if that doesn't happen, I don't know what Kripke and team are doing. It just, I don't know. It didn't really sit well with me. But on to the big ending of this episode. You have Kimiko, Frenchie, and Sister Sage. They get a notification on like their Doppler system that Homelander, there's something in the sky, so they know it's Homelander. So they're freaking out. They know he's got X-ray vision. Frenchie stuffs those two in like some vent to hide them, and he tries to find his own hiding spot. But you see Homelander just peering through, using his X-ray vision, and you actually see Frenchie do like a little tap, and Homelander just freaking flies right up in his face, like right in his face, and it's pretty tense. And acting was phenomenal by the actor that plays Frenchie, both of them, but more so Frenchie, I thought. And he gives him the finger, and he's not having it. And then you see him flip the uranium hood up, and they're both struggling there. And next thing you know, Homelander's walking down a hallway, takes off, flies away, and then Kimiko hears him take off, and you just see a blood trail, and it's Frenchie. This was probably one of the most emotional scenes, one of the only scenes I can admit to in The Boys that actually choked me up a little bit. Like, it was pretty damn sad. They're doing their tearful goodbye. Frenchie sacrifices himself for the love of his life. I mean, don't get any better than that. And then you see Huey and Butcher and everyone come back to witness him taking his final breaths. And it's very sad, man. Like, it's the penultimate. I can't remember if I mentioned this in my previous Boys video, but I know for sure, I at least thought Frenchie was my number one prediction for, like, side characters that were going to get the axe in this episode. Or the finale, but they would not survive it. But yeah, that is everything that happened in the penultimate. They have a lot to tackle in the finale. Like, what is going on with Soldier Boy? Is Sister Sage gonna make it out of it? Which one of the boys' crew, the good guys, who's gonna die? Who's gonna live, survive? Like, who's making it out of this thing? First off, I think Butcher has to die. His character is just irredeemable in my eyes at this point. Like, he is clearly, he doesn't feel like he's got a soul left. There's moments like with Huey, and the rest of the team when he's making Spice Girls jokes. But it's like he is so blinded by this vengeance of Homelander and taking him down. Like, it has just dehumanized him so much. Starlight, Huey, they're safe. Nothing's happening to them. I say, my big prediction, Homelander doesn't die. Somehow, his powers get taken from him. The way they're building it, I think Kamiko's gonna beam it out of him for him to live the rest of his life as a normal, run-of-the-mill Joe. Like, and I think that's worse than death for a god like Homelander. Butcher's gonna die in the process. And oh yeah, I think the Deep's gone too. Like, his character has just been relegated to nothing anyways. It's not going to be that big of a loss, but those are my predictions. We'll see what all comes true. But that is pretty much it for my episode 7 penultimate review. We have so much to tackle next week, so I should be back later on this week for episode 8 trailer, if they do that. So we will see. I don't know how much they want to spoil for the series finale. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Turn that notification bell on. But that is it. I'm out. Peace.